Welcome to A Plus Health Life channel. We discuss the ways to fulfill your life with more quality and inform you on ways to get to your life goals with less effort. Please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. High blood pressure, hypertension, overview. High blood pressure is a common condition in which the long-term force of the blood against your artery walls is high enough that it may eventually cause health problems, such as heart disease. Blood pressure is determined both by the amount of blood your heart pumps and the amount of resistance to blood flow in your arteries. The more blood your heart pumps and the narrower your arteries, the higher your blood pressure. You can have high blood pressure, hypertension, for years without any symptoms. Even without symptoms, damage to blood vessels and your heart continues and can be detected. Uncontrolled high blood pressure increases your risk of serious health problems, including heart attack and stroke. High blood pressure generally develops over many years, and it affects nearly everyone eventually. Fortunately, high blood pressure can be easily detected. And once you know you have high blood pressure, you can work with your doctor to control it. Symptoms. Most people with high blood pressure have no signs or symptoms, even if blood pressure readings reach dangerously high levels. A few people with high blood pressure may have headaches, shortness of breath or nosebleeds, but these signs and symptoms aren't specific and usually don't occur until high blood pressure has reached a severe or life-threatening stage. When to see a doctor. You'll likely have your blood pressure taken as part of a routine doctor's appointment. Ask your doctor for a blood pressure reading at least every 2 years starting at age 18. If you're age 40 or older, or you're 18 to 39 with a high risk of high blood pressure, ask your doctor for a blood pressure reading every year. Blood pressure generally should be checked in both arms to determine if there's a difference. It's important to use an appropriate sized arm cuff. Your doctor will likely recommend more frequent readings if you've already been diagnosed with high blood pressure or have other risk factors for cardiovascular disease. Children age 3 and older will usually have blood pressure measured as a part of their yearly checkups. If you don't regularly see your doctor, you may be able to get a free blood pressure screening at a health resource fair or other locations in your community. You can also find machines in some stores that will measure your blood pressure for free. Public blood pressure machines, such as those found in pharmacies, may provide helpful information about your blood pressure, but they may have some limitations. The accuracy of these machines depends on several factors, such as a correct cuff size and proper use of the machines. Ask your doctor for advice on using public blood pressure machines. There are 2 types of high blood pressure. Primary, essential, hypertension. For most adults, there's no identifiable cause of high blood pressure. This type of high blood pressure, called primary essential hypertension, tends to develop gradually over many years. Secondary hypertension. Some people have high blood pressure caused by an underlying condition. This type of high blood pressure, called secondary hypertension, tends to appear suddenly and cause higher blood pressure than does primary hypertension. Various conditions and medications can lead to secondary hypertension, including obstructive sleep apnea, kidney problems, adrenal gland tumors, thyroid problems, certain defects you're born with, congenital, in blood vessels, certain medications, such as birth control pills, cold remedies, decongestants, over-the-counter pain relievers and some prescription drugs, illegal drugs, such as cocaine and amphetamines. More information. Medications and supplements that can raise your blood pressure. Stress and high blood pressure. Anxiety, a cause of high blood pressure. Show more related information. Risk factors. High blood pressure has many risk factors, including age. The risk of high blood pressure increases as you age. Until about age 64, high blood pressure is more common in men. Women are more likely to develop high blood pressure after age 65. Race. High blood pressure is particularly common among people of African heritage, often developing at an earlier age than it does in whites. Serious complications, such as stroke, heart attack and kidney failure, also are more common in people of African heritage. Family history. High blood pressure tends to run in families. Being overweight or obese. The more you weigh, the more blood you need to supply oxygen and nutrients to your tissues. As the volume of blood circulated through your blood vessels increases, so does the pressure on your artery walls. Not being physically active. People who are inactive tend to have higher heart rates. The higher your heart rate, the harder your heart must work with each contraction and the stronger the force on your arteries. Lack of physical activity also increases the risk of being overweight. Using tobacco. Not only does smoking or chewing tobacco immediately raise your blood pressure temporarily, but the chemicals in tobacco can damage the lining of your artery walls. This can cause your arteries to narrow and increase your risk of heart disease. Secondhand smoke also can increase your heart disease risk. Too much salt, sodium, in your diet. Too much sodium in your diet can cause your body to retain fluid, which increases blood pressure. Too little potassium in your diet. Potassium helps balance the amount of sodium in your cells. If you don't get enough potassium in your diet or retain enough potassium, you may accumulate too much sodium in your blood. Drinking too much alcohol. Over time, heavy drinking can damage your heart. Having more than 1 drink a day for women and more than 2 drinks a day for men may affect your blood pressure. If you drink alcohol, do so in moderation. For healthy adults, that means up to 1 drink a day for women and 2 drinks a day for men. 1 drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine or 1.5 ounces of 80-proof liquor. Stress. High levels of stress can lead to a temporary increase in blood pressure. If you try to relax by eating more, using tobacco or drinking alcohol, you may only increase problems with high blood pressure. Certain chronic conditions. Certain chronic conditions also may increase your risk of high blood pressure, such as kidney disease, diabetes and sleep apnea. Sometimes pregnancy contributes to high blood pressure, as well. Although high blood pressure is most common in adults, children may be at risk, too. For some children, high blood pressure is caused by problems with the kidneys or heart. But for a growing number of kids, poor lifestyle habits, such as an unhealthy diet, obesity and lack of exercise, contribute to high blood pressure. Complications. The excessive pressure on your artery walls caused by high blood pressure can damage your blood vessels, as well as organs in your body. The higher your blood pressure and the longer it goes uncontrolled, the greater the damage. Uncontrolled high blood pressure can lead to complications including heart attack or stroke. High blood pressure can cause hardening and thickening of the arteries, atherosclerosis, which can lead to a heart attack, stroke or other complications. Aneurysm. Increased blood pressure can cause your blood vessels to weaken and bulge, forming an aneurysm. If an aneurysm ruptures, it can be life-threatening. Heart failure. To pump blood against the higher pressure in your vessels, the heart has to work harder. This causes the walls of the heart's pumping chamber to thicken, left ventricular hypertrophy. Eventually, the thickened muscle may have a hard time pumping enough blood to meet your body's needs, which can lead to heart failure. Weakened and narrowed blood vessels in your kidneys. This can prevent these organs from functioning normally. Thickened, narrowed or torn blood vessels in the eyes. This can result in vision loss. Metabolic syndrome. This syndrome is a cluster of disorders of your body's metabolism, including increased waist circumference, high triglycerides, low high-density lipoprotein, HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol, high blood pressure and high insulin levels. These conditions make you more likely to develop diabetes, heart disease and stroke. Trouble with memory or understanding. Uncontrolled high blood pressure may also affect your ability to think, remember and learn. Trouble with memory or understanding concepts is more common in people with high blood pressure. Dementia. Narrowed or blocked arteries can limit blood flow to the brain, leading to a certain type of dementia, vascular dementia. A stroke that interrupts blood flow to the brain also can cause vascular dementia. If you buy something through a link on this page, we may earn a small commission. How this works. Changing the diet can significantly reduce high blood pressure. Research has shown that certain foods can lower blood pressure, both right away and in the long term. Also known as hypertension, high blood pressure affects 1 in 3 adults in the United States. Medications, dietary changes, and other lifestyle modifications can reduce high blood pressure while lowering the risk of associated conditions. Having high blood pressure increases a person's risk of heart disease, stroke, and kidney disease. In this article, we discuss foods that can help to reduce high blood pressure and provide the scientific evidence. 15 foods that help to lower blood pressure. Many researchers have found that certain foods can lower high blood pressure. We look at which foods work and how to incorporate them into a healthful diet. 1. Berries. Blueberries and strawberries contain anthocyanins, which can help reduce a person's blood pressure. Blueberries and strawberries contain antioxidant compounds called anthocyanins, a type of flavonoid. Researchers conducted a large study with more than 34,000 people with hypertension. They found that those with the highest intake of anthocyanins, mainly from blueberries and strawberries, had an 8% reduction in the risk of high blood pressure, compared to those with a low anthocyanin intake. Enjoy berries as a snack or sweet treat after meals, or add them to smoothies and oatmeal. 2. Bananas. Bananas contain plenty of potassium, a mineral that plays a vital role in managing hypertension. One medium-sized banana contains around 422 milligrams of potassium. According to the American Heart Association, potassium reduces the effects of sodium and alleviates tension in the walls of the blood vessels. Adults should aim to consume 4,700 milligrams (mg) of potassium daily. Other potassium-rich foods include avocado, cantaloupe and honeydew melon, halibut, mushrooms, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, tuna, beans. People with kidney disease should speak to their doctors about potassium, as too much can be harmful. 3. Beets. Drinking beet juice can reduce blood pressure in the short and long terms. In 2015, researchers reported that drinking red beet juice led to lower blood pressure in people with hypertension who drank 250 milliliters, about 1 cup, of the juice every day for 4 weeks. The researchers noticed some positive effects within 24 hours. In this study, those who drank 1 cup of the beet juice every day had an average drop in blood pressure of around 0.75 of a millimeter of mercury, mmHg. For many, this change brought their blood pressure within the normal range. On average, a single blood pressure medication reduces levels by 9/5 of a millimeter Hg. The researchers suggested that beets' high levels of inorganic nitrate caused the reduction in blood pressure. It may help to drink a glass of beet juice each day, add beets to salads, or prepare the vegetables as a healthful side dish. Beetroot juice products are available for purchase online. 4. Dark chocolate. This sweet treat may lower blood pressure. A review of 15 trials suggests that cocoa-rich chocolate reduces blood pressure in people with hypertension or prehypertension. Choose high-quality chocolate that contains a minimum of 70% cocoa, and consume a single square, or a piece measuring about 1 ounce, each day. A range of dark chocolate is available for purchase online. 5. Kiwis. A daily serving of kiwi can reduce blood pressure in people with mildly elevated levels, according to results of one study. The researchers compared the effects of apples and kiwis on people with slightly high blood pressure. They found that eating 3 kiwis a day for 8 weeks resulted in a more significant reduction in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, compared with eating 1 apple a day for the same period. The authors suspect that the bioactive substances in kiwis caused the reduction. Kiwis are also rich in vitamin C, which may significantly improve blood pressure readings in people who consumed around 500 milligrams of the vitamin every day for about 8 weeks. Kiwis are also easy to add to lunches or smoothies. 6. Watermelon. Watermelon contains an amino acid called citrulline, which may help to manage high blood pressure. Citrulline helps the body to produce nitric oxide, a gas that relaxes blood vessels and encourages flexibility in arteries. These effects aid the flow of blood, which can lower high blood pressure. In one study, Adults with obesity and prehypertension or mild hypertension who took watermelon extract showed reduced blood pressure in the ankles and brachial arteries. The brachial artery is the main artery in the upper arm. Researchers have also found that animals given a diet rich in watermelon had better heart health. In one study, mice who drank a solution containing watermelon juice had 50% less plaque in their arteries than the control group. The mice who drank the solution also had 50% less low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, which many describe as bad cholesterol, and they showed 30% less weight gain than the control animals. To boost watermelon intake, add the fruit to salads and smoothies, or enjoy it in a chilled watermelon soup. 7. Oats contain a type of fiber called beta-glucan, which may reduce blood cholesterol levels. Beta-glucan may also lower blood pressure, according to some research. A review of 28 trials concluded that higher consumption of beta-glucan fiber may lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Barley also contains this fiber. Start the day off with a bowl of oatmeal, or use rolled oats instead of breadcrumbs to give texture to meat or vegetarian burger patties. Oats are available to purchase online. 8. Leafy green vegetables. Leafy green vegetables are rich in nitrates, which help to manage blood pressure. Some research suggests that eating 1 to 2 servings of nitrate-rich vegetables every day can reduce hypertension for up to 24 hours. Examples of leafy greens include cabbage, collard greens, fennel, kale, lettuce, mustard greens, spinach, Swiss chard. To consume a daily dose of green vegetables, stir spinach into curries and stews, sauté Swiss chard with garlic for a tasty side dish, or bake a batch of kale chips. 9. Garlic. Eating garlic can increase a person's nitric oxide levels. Garlic is a natural antibiotic and antifungal food. Its main active ingredient, allicin, is often responsible for associated health benefits. Some research suggests that garlic increases the body's production of nitric oxide, which helps the smooth muscles to relax and the blood vessels to dilate. These changes can reduce hypertension. One study reported that garlic extract reduced both systolic and diastolic blood pressure in hypertensive people. Garlic can enhance the flavor of many savory meals, including stir-fries, soups, and omelets. Using garlic instead of salt can further promote the health of the heart. 10. Fermented foods. Fermented foods are rich in probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria that play an important role in maintaining gut health. Eating probiotics can have a modest effect on high blood pressure, according to a review of 9 studies. The researchers reported more enhanced effects when study participants consumed multiple species of probiotic bacteria probiotics regularly for more than 8 weeks, at least 100 billion colony-forming units a day. Fermented foods to add to the diet include natural yogurt, kimchi, kombucha, apple cider vinegar, miso, tempeh. Some people prefer to take concentrated probiotic supplements every day. Probiotic supplements are available for purchase online. 11. Lentils and other pulses. Lentils are a staple of many diets around the world, as they are an excellent source of vegetarian protein and fiber. In 2014, researchers who studied the effects of a diet rich in pulses on rats reported decreased levels of blood pressure and cholesterol. A total of 30% of the rats' diet comprised pulses, including beans, peas, lentils, and chickpeas. Lentils are very versatile. Many people use them as a vegetarian alternative to minced beef or to add bulk to salads, stews, and soups. A range of lentils is available for purchase online. 12. Natural yogurt. The American Heart Association has reported that yogurt may reduce the risk of high blood pressure in women. The researchers found that middle-aged women who consumed 5 or more servings of yogurt each week for 18 to 30 years showed a 20% reduction in the risk of hypertension when compared to similarly aged women who rarely ate yogurt. The men in the study did not appear to have the same benefits, but their yogurt intakes tended to be lower. It is important to note that the National Dairy Council in the U.S. funded this research. Unsweetened yogurts, such as natural or Greek yogurts, tend to have more benefits. Enjoy them with fruit, nuts, or seeds for a healthful snack or dessert. 13. Pomegranates. Drinking 1 cup of pomegranate juice daily for 28 days can lower high blood pressure in the short term, according to the findings of a study from 2012. The researchers attributed this effect to the fruit's antioxidant content. While pomegranates can be enjoyed whole, some people prefer the juice. When buying pre-packaged pomegranate juice, check to ensure that there is no added sugar. 14. Cinnamon. Cinnamon may also help to reduce blood pressure, at least in the short term. An analysis of 3 studies showed that cinnamon decreased short-term systolic blood pressure by 5.39 mm Hg and diastolic blood pressure by 2.6 mm Hg. However, more research is needed. Add cinnamon to the diet by sprinkling it over oatmeal or freshly chopped fruit, as an alternative to sugar. Cinnamon is available to purchase in various forms. 15. Pistachios. Consuming pistachio nuts may decrease a person's risk of hypertension. Pistachios are healthful nuts that may decrease hypertension. One study reported that including pistachio nuts in a moderate fat diet may reduce blood pressure during times of stress. This may be because a compound in the nuts reduces the tightness of blood vessels. It is important to note that the California Pistachio Commission of Fresno and the American Pistachio Growers funded this small-scale study. Other studies have found that other nuts, such as almonds, had a similar effect. Snack on plain pistachios, toss them into salads, or blend them into pestos. Unsalted nuts are more healthful and available to purchase online. Foods to avoid. While some foods may relieve hypertension, others can cause substantial increases in blood pressure. People can prevent or reduce high blood pressure by avoiding the following. Salt. Sodium can significantly raise blood pressure. According to the findings of a review from 2013, lowering salt intake by 4.4 grams daily substantially reduced systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Caffeine. The caffeine in coffee, tea, cola, and energy drinks can cause short-term spikes in blood pressure. A review of 5 trials found that drinking up to 2 cups of strong coffee can increase both systolic and diastolic blood pressure for 3 hours after consumption. These findings do not suggest that coffee increases blood pressure or the risk of cardiovascular disease in the long term. Alcohol. Consuming moderate amounts of red wine may have some health benefits, but larger amounts of alcohol can cause dramatic increases in blood pressure. Heavy alcohol use also increases the risks of heart failure, stroke, cancer, and obesity. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video.